Today we are making 3D paper ornaments. I made 3 different designs for you, including this one for your favorite furry friends. You can even customize the names on the snowflake or the paw print, and I'll show you how to do that too. Hi, and welcome to Daily Dose of DIY. My name is Chris, and we are on day 3 of the Christmas Craft Kickoff event. And how that works is you can grab these SVG files, all 3 of them, for free for the next 24 hours. Head to dailydoseofdiy.com/Christmas22. I'll be sure to link that in the description for you all as well. You also have the option to upgrade and grab all 14 projects with ad-free videos, printable PDF instructions, and over 30 SVG files. So be sure to check out that option as well. Let's head over and take a look at the supplies we're going to need to make these amazing ornaments. So to make these 3D paper ornaments, you are going to need some cardstock. You can use glitter or regular. They will fit on 8.5 by 11 or 12 by 12. I've got some of each here. You're going to want some ribbon to hang them. You're going to need some foam tape, or the foam dots will work. If you're using tape, you'll also need scissors. Your Cricut scraper tool, I'm going to cut these on a green mat. It's been used before, so it's not super sticky. If you have a brand new one, you might want to use your blue mat that is for paper instead. And you might want your spatula to help get some things off of the mat. Let's go into Design Space next and take a look at these SVGs. Okay, I already have these in Design Space, so I'm just going to select each one and then click Add to Canvas. If you need help uploading and downloading SVGs, I will put a link in the description for you, or you can reach out to me. We will help you get to this point. Once they come into Design Space, especially if you put them all in there at the same time, you want to come to the top menu here and click Ungroup. And that will separate them so you can move them around. The Nativity does not need customization. It is ready to go. And if you don't want to customize either of these ornaments, you can just delete the top layer where the name goes. So I'm going to show you with the paw print. So to customize either one of these, you're going to need to ungroup it again so that we can pull this bottom layer down. And I'm just going to move him down so we can see what we're doing. Come over to the left and click Text, and then type out your pet's name. I have a dog named Bear, so I'm going to make this ornament for him. And then if you want to change the font, you come up to the top menu, click the drop down, and it will open up. It always defaults to Cricut fonts, but you can use your own fonts by clicking to System. If you need help getting your own fonts into Design Space, I have tutorials on that as well. You can check the description. And I think I'm just going to we'll use this one, a nice thick print font. And then you bring it down over the ornament and resize it down. You can resize by grabbing any of the corners. Grab this corner until you get your name to fit inside these lines. Now you can see it's not completely touching the bottom. You want the top and the bottom to touch. So especially if you have a big long name, you're going to need to come up to the top menu under Size and click that little lock icon, and that will allow you to stretch it out. So you want the top of the name to touch that top bar and the bottom of the name to touch the bottom bar, so it all stays together and cuts well. Another thing I like to do if you're unsure on the placing is come up here to the color, change it the same color as your top layer. It still shows the outlines, but it kind of helps you see a little bit better what it will look like. I think I'm going to bring him in like a little shorter and then go there. Once that is done, you can also center up by selecting both. Go to the top menu again, click Align, and then center horizontally, and that will make sure we are centered. And then with them both still selected, we want to weld this, which is on the bottom menu. Now, Cricut has an update coming out, and if it has gone live, instead of seeing weld here, you will see combine. So you click on combine and the combine menu, and then you will see weld. If you are still on this version of Design Space, of course, the weld button is right there. And once you click it, it will make all of this one piece so we can cut it out. Okay, now that it is welded, we are ready to cut. I think I'm going to go ahead and cut this top layer in a glitter color. So I'm just going to go ahead and change the color so I remember to make that in a different shade. Once you have everything how you like it, go ahead and click the Make It button. And this will take us to the screen that sorts our mats. To cut all of them, it looks like I have 10 different colors in there. Like I said, this will also fit on 8.5 by 11. So if you're using 8.5 by 11 sheets, which I am for the silver, just go ahead and click that down arrow and change. And I'm going to make sure all the rest are okay. I think we're good. Then you can click continue. And this takes us to the material screen. If you have a Cricut Explorer, go ahead and set your dial to cardstock. And once my maker connects, I'm going to choose medium cardstock off of the list. Let's go load our mat and get this cut. Actually, I'm starting with glitter cardstock. So I chose glitter cardstock from my list of materials. If you're doing the same on an Explorer, you would turn your dial to custom. And then on the maker, you browse all materials. Make sure your materials are going the same direction they showed on that mat screen in Design Space. And then get your mat loaded. I'm going to get all of these cut, and then we will get them put together. Okay, one of my layers is done. Actually, this is number 3 I think I'm on, but I wanted to show you to get them off the mat. You want to flip your mat over and then gently peel your mat off the project. This will keep your paper from tearing and curling up, especially if you have a stickier mat. This one wasn't as well worn as I thought it would be. And then take your scraper tool and make sure you get all the extra bits off of there, because anything left on the mat is going to mess up the next sheet you cut. I'm going to finish scraping that off. I have my next mat loaded and ready to go, which if you have more than one mat, that is a good idea to keep mats going. You can cut one while you're unloading and scraping off the next one. Okay, now we are ready to assemble our layers and to make our ornament. You want to start by putting each layer in order and stack them on top of each other. And then I'm going to flip it over. And this will be our bottom layer. And we're going to start adding our foam tape to the back. If you have dots, it might go a little bit quicker, but I am going to cut off of a strip. That's a little bit more economical, and you want to get the foam pieces all the way around, evenly spaced and pretty close together, maybe about 1/2 inch between each one. And also, if there's any bigger parts to your design, you want to add them to the center or behind that design. I already put this one together as I was waiting on the others to cut. So I've got one behind the star and I've got some behind the Nativity. So this is what the finished Nativity looks like. I'm going to go ahead and continue getting my strips evenly spaced all around the outer edge. Once they're spaced, I'm going to peel off the backing. If you don't have fingernails or if this is hard for you, your weeding tool will work well for that to lift them up. Now we're going to flip this over and line it up to our base of the ornament. This usually works best for me when I have my head right over it and I can see what I'm doing, but I'm going to try to get it straight so that you can also see what I'm doing. And then you just press it down, and we're going to go ahead and do the next 2 layers, the exact same thing. And there it is with all of our layers together. Now you can take some ribbon or a string and tie through the hole. These are also a good idea if you're going to give them as gifts. You can tie this off to a gift bag or onto a Christmas gift. It will double as your name tag and an ornament. And here are what our finished ornaments look like: the paw prints, our nativity scene, and the snowflakes with a name. Thank you so much for crafting with me today on day 3 of our Christmas craft kickoff. Be sure to head to dailydoseofdiy.com/Christmas22 to grab your free SVGs for the next 24 hours, or you also have the option to upgrade and grab these at any time. You'll have lifetime access to all videos, printables, and SVG files. Be sure to tune in tomorrow for day 4. God bless.